by becoming rich.
Take all your money, buy Bitcoin.
You can wake up every morning and say GM.
GM. GM. Today is Tuesday. And we are on the 13th of August. So let's take a look at what's going on here. Daily levels. I'll get rid of some of this. I'll leave on liquidations. I'll leave on open interest for a little bit of analysis on that. Take these off. So yesterday we had continuation of these mean reverting moves where each time the market would move up, it would leave behind some inefficiencies or some gaps. It would move up, leave some gaps behind, come back, fill the gap. In doing so, it left some more gaps. We'd then go touch those, then it rallied up. And then it came all the way back down again into these areas here where there was inefficiencies left behind and leave some more behind up above and so on and so on and so on. And every time it would move fast in one direction or the other, it would come back and fill. And then we come all the way back down here. This actually is one area so far. It has not yet been fully tested. Probably will today, as you can see by the way it's moving. And overall, this is a balanced market where it's not able to break out from its consolidation, which you can take a volume profile and look at. If we're looking at it here from when it lost this low. So let me see exactly when we had a candle close break below that low. When we lost that level there, you can draw a profile and see a feature of this market right now is that it's in consolidation. And the majority of what's happening is going to happen in the value area, which is this part here. And price will struggle to break out either side of it until there is a catalyst that will be strong enough, which we might see today because we've got PPI inflation numbers, tomorrow's CPI, so starting to get some inflation data today. What I would look at though with this is going over to a chart. Oh, by the way, interesting to see this. I remember everyone was super high on Coinbase when it was this amazing chart up here and it's broken down from it. Clear break, and yet everyone's quiet now about Coinbase being the best thing ever. Crypto stocks are all doing similar, right? All these crypto-based stocks are, I mean, Marathon just looks like any 2021 shitcoin, right? Just looks like Matic or Cardano or Avalanche. Looks no different, right? So there is no broad bull market activity here outside of Bitcoin and a few select others, which could be a good thing. Could mean, we haven't even started yet. Or it could mean, well, are people going to come back in and fall for the same trick again? That's kind of the logic. The logic is people are saying like, retail are coming to buy your bags. I was like, well, we're all retail. And is there more coming? We'll see. That'll obviously depend on what the Fed does and the Treasury especially. If they start to print or run down the TGA, run down the RRP, you'll see more of upside potential. Now, back over the Bitcoin and zooming in here, not into a 6-minute chart. That would be ridiculous. 60-minute chart, 1 hour chart. This currently is heading for a further move down. Now, until 58 breaks and the pivot Feb 21 and then this previous value area high, like there is plenty in this area of the old value area high from the leg up from the very bottom right up to the top. As I draw this across correctly here and there, just to make it right, still around the same. As long as this zone holds, then it's fine, even as though it looks like shit. And my assumption would be that this is a redistribution because, at least based off the price action, you've seen a move down, you've seen an attempt to go up, you've seen a sweep at that level, you've seen it sell off, and you've seen a retest, right? So you're seeing not quite a full over-under because this structure level would have to break. That's the low from an hourly candle basis. That's the low that led to that highest move. So it could continue to hold around in here and build its way back up. That's not impossible. And, if you look back to, it's way back, isn't it? Yeah, over here. when we rallied off the lows previously, we had one of these phases where price was looking really bad and chopping and lower and bounces were failing and all of that. And after a while, it stopped going down, it started to go sideways, and then you start to see it angle up. So if it does that, if you have more of a long, drawn-out, protracted bottoming process in the down phase, if it starts to go sideways, starts to rise back up, that's good. Probably goes for the highs then. And I still stick with those ranges, 58 to 63 is where we're at now, up to that point of control. And then below that, down to about this this value area goes down to as low as 52. We have what should be a relatively strong level over here, because this is where 53.4, there would have been a lot of stops. That was the last place we had the big sweep and rally, and anyone betting on the bottoming in was wrong there. So you can often see those levels come back and get retested, and you got some gaps and inefficiencies down below. You got some liquidity resting under here. So I think that if we lose this level and then we fail to reclaim that red zone, you probably see a move down to 53.4. And if it doesn't, if it does more of a sideways and starts to grind up, looking at those highs to get hit. And from there, whether it rejects or continues will tell us what's happening for the rest of August, most likely. So those are the paths on BTC. And I want to do ETH, because ETH has been outperforming, which, it typically has been a bad sign in this bull market. And yesterday, ETH pushed up and took out some highs just from a few days back. What was that, from Thursday? Took Thursday's highs, reversing back off it, hitting off the bands and pulling back. So the fact that Ethereum's stronger, in air quotes, is really just Bitcoin's already went all the way up into the bands and spent 2 or 3 days in them for a full retest. ETH has just been weaker, so it's, even though it's bouncing stronger at the moment or outperforming slightly, it's more due to the fact that it was so much weaker. So we'll see how that goes. Solana, significant weakness off that retest, back down. But Solana, of course, stays inside of this, what I think is possibly and probably a distribution range, due to the volatile nature of it. But if you look at the value area, which we're still inside, as I keep drawing it across, because there hasn't been a clean break to either side yet,